posted a video last week about going on a first date, and the amount of comments from men basically saying they didn't even feel like it was worth it anymore to go on first dates because they're scared of being feeling creepy, they're scared of SA allegations, they don't really feel like women even like them, or most women just want, 6'3" millionaires, the top 1% of men. They feel like a lot of women just use them for a free meal or dinner or experience. And that genuinely made me so sad that most men would rather just stay inside and not even deal with it because it's not worth it to them anymore. It just made me think, us as women, maybe we need to take a step back and be okay, what's going on? Because the fact that men would rather stay in than go out on dates with us, it made me so sad.
No, males are not choosing, but
oh, yes, they are.
But I do find it hilarious how they are all yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
If someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them because, yeah, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all. Because it's almost like personality types similar to some that we've just seen are almost the very reasons why a lot of guys are choosing to remain single.
How y'all do it? Are y'all working? Yeah, because we're working too. Women are also working. And we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
This message is for my husband. Honey, please come on. I'm outside and I'm getting tired of being out here. It's weird out here. You need to come on and find me so that we both can go inside. This man with skinny legs and parrot-toe feet just tried to talk to me. And he was bald head. Nothing against bald head men. Love y'all. Honey, please come on. It's weird. It's getting really weird out here. And you leaving me out here unprotected. Please. We have to talk about this later too because you've been taking your precious time. We have to discuss that. I don't like that. Please come on. Come on.
Being a single mom is not the flex that you think it is. Yeah, we're strong. Yeah, we hold it down, and yeah, we do what we gotta do because we fucking have to. Because you know what? If we don't do what we gotta do, we get our kids taken away. When I start seeing people in my single mom era or something that has to do with being a single mom and it being a flex, it's not the flex you think it is. This shit is so fucking ghetto.
Say it again.
It's real pain to the chest, not just because of you and your situation, but because of your kids. Because you know that this is going to affect your kids.
Everything was great. He was super cute. We were vibing. He got my number. And then we continued to talk afterwards. Now, the problem with this is I only have certain days that I can see someone.
Yeah, their schedule's taken up by the kids.
There might even be a week or two that goes by where I just cannot see you. And in the early stages of dating, that is very hard and detrimental.
Stay strong out there,
your
brothers.
dating life.
So why does dating feel almost impossible for men in 2025?
Dating feels almost impossible for a lot of men in 2025 because, you look at the average guy. The average guy isn't getting matches on dating apps. He's not getting stopped or, getting a lot of affection from women in his daily life. He probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends. And so he's online and he's seeing all of these gorgeous women, some of whom aren't even real with AI now. There's a lot of AI girls out there, edited photos and stuff like that. And they're just suffering this constant barrage of them feeling inadequate by what their life experience is teaching them versus what they're seeing online, which is like a lot of, you know, attractive women or couples or stuff like that. So they just kind of feel beaten down by it, you know, and it really does suck being the average guy who isn't taking control of their life in today's day and age. There's absolutely no sympathy for them. But the good news is that if you do choose to rise above this and do choose to actually start bettering yourself and start doing the things that is going to give you a result with women, then it can be possible to be successful. And the bar is pretty low because most guys don't try. Most guys just, you know, wallow in self-pity, and they take themselves out of the dating market because they think that it's not worth it for them. But in reality, I don't care who I'm talking to. If you're watching this, like, you absolutely can change your circumstance.
Divorced men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl, and what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her, right? And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half. And take my kids. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like
you know,
men are logical. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
In their mind, a man is thinking it's going to cost me a lot of money to take care of a wife and kids. What do I get out of it? Am I getting the stuff that I really want? It'd be one thing if a man is saying your body count needs to be 0. But most men don't even say that. Most men say just like, don't go crazy. And men still get pushed back for that. Just don't be out here with everyone. My God. You were out here with one night stands left and right. Doing 2 mans, 3 mans. Why would I want that? If I'm going to be paying a hefty price, why would I want that? Undisciplined, irresponsible. Why would I want that? That'd be one thing if he was out there going crazy, you was out there going crazy. Cool, right? Or it would be like, what's that lady's name? That OF model where the man was like, I guess I don't mind that. You know, she say she's reformed. She say she's Christian. Then I'm going to take her at her word. Would I do that? Probably not. But God bless her, right? But the normal, everyday, average man that says, listen, I don't want that. I already know I'm going to have to go through all of the stuff that I don't necessarily care about when it comes to the wedding. We're going to hear all of that. So at least give me something that is going to make me think that it's worth it. And if you out here shaking your behind, you done racked up 20, 30, 40 bodies. You done got 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies. What is a man getting out of that? What are you showing a man that makes him like, oh yeah, I really need this in my life?
Stop approaching women you know you cannot afford. You already see the woman's lifestyle. You see how she living.
So if she's already living that lifestyle all on her own, what exactly is the issue?
You know you can't afford it. Now when she asks you for money to upkeep the lifestyle that she's already living.
Wait. What exactly are these women in these scenarios doing? Why would they be asking men for money in the first place? I thought these women were strong and independent and could do things all on their own. And obviously they've been maintaining their lifestyles beforehand. But Yet they would ask men for money while they're dating. That's why they're giving the impression that some women aren't as strong and independent as they want everyone else to think that they are. It's either that or they just view men as walking ATMs. So which one is it?
You want to get an attitude. Go be with your type. She's not your type.
Right. They should be with their type, shouldn't they? The type of women that actually want a relationship and don't view men as just a means to an end.
Millennial and like Gen Z men, like men in our age groups, they're twice as likely as women to say that they're not dating, they're not having sex, not even trying to, because they feel like nobody would want to. Which is like crazy that they're so self-aware to know that. But like, no. But like in all seriousness, like I think there's a real challenge with young men, and I think it's like it might not even be about them. Like it might not even be about the woman in their life. It's like the same thing where I'm sure you've had experiences like yourself as well. You're feeling so about yourself, then how are you supposed to like give love to other people? Or when you're thinking like, oh well, why bother investing in like even buying somebody something nice for a first date because it always goes. I was really shocked when I read that because I was like, maybe there's something like deeper happening. I don't know.
Look, you can't treat future partners based off past experience. That's not fair to the future people. And like we've all had bad relationships. We've all been, sewered in the past. We've all had bad things happen to us in relationships and in love. You cannot carry that forward. I think that's part of the breakup where when you break up after a breakup or a relationship, you need to heal. Because if you bring that trauma forward, you're not doing anybody like anything good. I've done it. I've done that in the past where I've brought in previous relationships into current ones and I've hurt people. And it's like, I'm not saying these people I hurt were innocent by any means, but did they deserve what I did to them? Absolutely not. And I did it to them just because I was carrying previous pain forward.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, after a breakup, take time to heal.
Men like men with money too. That's why when you're with your big homie who's paying the tab every single night y'all go out, you do anything he say. So if your girl isn't doing anything you say, what that mean? You need more money. You're clearly not paying for everything. She still gotta think when she with you, and she don't like that. Cause men with money are fun. They'll put you in a hotel and just leave you there. They'll be like, yo, I'm out. Drink what you want, order what you want, and it's all on his bill, and he don't even care because that little hotel money ain't shit to him. When you don't have to think around a man, that is sexy. That is sexy to us. We don't want to have to think about shit. We don't know how bills are getting paid. We don't know where we're going next. We're just going. We're doing whatever this man says. So if you find that your woman has an attitude all the time and don't listen, it's because you don't got enough money.
All right, do y'all agree or disagree? There's a few points in this video that I agree with. Women absolutely love when they do not have to think when they are with you. When you got everything planned and she don't got to worry about nothing, top tier. But see, the part that she leaving out is that men with money a lot of times come with stipulations. He paying to do whatever he want to do. That man with that money, he ain't making no commitment. He talking to you any old kind of way. He in and out when he feel like it. Her saying that if you find that your woman ain't listening to you is because you ain't got enough money, false. Because there's so many other reasons as to why she probably is not listening to you. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not a great leader, then she's still not going to listen to you. I can tell you this, when a woman does what a man says, it's not usually because he got money. It's because his masculine energy trumps hers. And if she is doing whatever you say because you got some money, it's disingenuous. You want a woman to be submissive, you want her to do what you say, be a man. The man that she describing that likes men with money is a groupie. Same thing they call women who do that to men, that's the same thing men are who do it to men. But look, I'm done rambling. What y'all think about that?
And, you just got to say that you're selling it, right? Just tell us that you're selling it, and I think everybody will be okay with it. You just have to be honest with us and be honest with your audience so that they don't think you just got men out there just doing this type of stuff for free. Just go ahead and say that you're selling it. Number one. Number two, I don't think I understand when women say, well, we don't want to have to think. Do you think that men want to have to think either? I mean, a man comes home and he says, I want a little bit of peace. But when a man comes home and he says, I want peace, and all of a sudden, oh, you don't get to have peace until I say you get to have peace. So both of us don't want stress. Both of us want peace and quiet. Both of us don't want to have to think. How can we both get what we want? How can we give each other what we want? Not just the woman. That needs to be figured out.
A woman that presents herself like this will attract different men than a woman that presents herself like this. A woman that presents herself this way will attract different opportunities than a woman that presents herself this way. How you present yourself both offline and online is branding. Branding is just simply a series of associations. People don't just guess who you are. They associate you with what you show them. Certain aesthetics signal certain intentions. Certain behaviors signal that you have certain values. When you present yourself in a seductive way, people associate you with surface level desire. When you present yourself as grounded, intentional, and classy, people associate you with depth, safety, and long-term value, both as a partner and also somebody that they want to work with. Neither is necessarily good or bad. They just both attract completely different outcomes. Is it fair? Some people would say no, but the most dangerous form of blindness is believing that your perspective is the only reality. If you are blind to how the game works, you cannot win the game in your favor. I mean, men get rejected outwardly all the time. They will get dissed for even talking to a girl. But women, they get rejected silently through getting ghosted by men, missing out on opportunities of a lifetime, simply because of how they present themselves, both online and offline. So if you want different results, you need different associations. That's how you attract opportunities and people that are truly aligned with you.
So I'm out having dinner with my girl, and I want y'all to just notice something. There's women, all eating there. Women, all eating there. Women. And let's not forget right there too, because they're everywhere. Oh my God. I don't normally go out, but when I do, I go out with my girls, and I am seeing something, a trend. Girls are all going out with their girlfriends. There's not like one date in
Ladies, I'm lost. What is it do y'all think y'all should be doing in relationships and marriages? Did y'all see the video of the young lady that came on here and she was talking about her marriage, and she was saying how her man takes care of all the financial responsibilities. He pays all of the bills, even her car payment and her car insurance. He pays for the subscriptions that they use and watch. Even when she goes grocery shopping to cook, he gives her the money for the groceries. And she was saying how she takes pride in being the housewife that she grew up and watched her mother be. She takes pride in doing the cooking and the cleaning and the housework. They don't have kids, by the way. Now, I'm thinking, you know how you try to predict what the comment section gonna look like before you click on it? I'm thinking, oh, they are anointing her in this comment section. I'm thinking it's about to be all type of, may this love find me? Girl, does he have a brother? I want one. Y'all, I go to the comment section, and to my surprise, I see the exact opposite. I see women in there talking about, girl, not you slaving for a man. Y'all, it was a comment in there that had so many likes. It probably had like the second or third most likes. This lady said, wow, so he get to come home from work and just kick his feet up? Your job don't end. Your job of managing that household, it never ends. Couldn't be me. And I'm thinking to myself, what house do y'all think y'all be managing? Like, do y'all live in Buckingham Palace? They don't have kids, right? So that means she's probably doing a thorough cleaning, what, once a week? You cooking for only 2, you cleaning for only 2. And the best part about the video was that the woman wasn't complaining. She was very happy. And listen, I'm not saying just because a man pays all the bills that he can skip out on his other husbandly duties, like speaking life into your woman, reassuring your woman, taking her on dates, putting her through the mattress. Yes, I get it. All of those things still have to take place. But she said her man be pulling 12, sometimes 13-hour days, working super hard, busting his tail to make sure she don't gotta reach in her wallet for nothing. And they still was in that comment section like, the least he can do is come home and help her out with a little bit of the housework. Again, she's only cooking and cleaning for 2. Laundry is not an everyday thing. They don't have kids. I don't get it. How y'all be so offended when men be asking y'all to take some of the financial responsibility while still doing half of the household responsibilities? But then y'all turn around and ask for a man to take care of all the financial responsibilities and still want him to come home and handle half of the household responsibilities? Well, I'm so happy I found my lady when I did. Shout out to y'all out here in these streets though.
Why would you say you guys are single?
High expectations and men not meeting those expectations.
Would you say your expectations are unrealistic though?
No, I think for my age, I make good money. I'm not a flop. I take good care of myself. Not everyone's bringing that to the table.
So what are you expecting him to bring to the table?
Make as much money as I do, be able to take care of me, and not be a flop, not talk to other women. And most guys want options, and that sucks.
How much would he have to bring to the table? You're more?
200.
So you want a guy that makes 200K?
Yeah.
How tall does he have to be?
Oh, 5'10" or higher.
Man, let us know what y'all think about this. Leave a comment down below.
The funniest thing ever is when a man tells me his standards. Oh, I prefer whitey women. I prefer women with a big bum. I prefer XYZ. Because their preferences are not really, it's just a preference, right? What they're really saying is, I prefer this person, but I will sleep with anything. And so when men say men prefer this, no. Men prefer anything with a hole that they can stick their thing into, all right? They don't really have any preferences, right? They just prefer this person, they like this person, but they'll still sleep with the next girl. So when men tell me men don't like this, I don't care what men like. Men don't even know what they like, right? They don't even know their standards, because if they're desperate enough, they'll sleep with you, right? If they're desperate enough, they'll talk to you. So man's standards is just a projection, because half the time, the standards that they're wanting, they don't even meet. Right? They want a girl who is fit, but they've never been to the gym. They want a girl who eats right, but they eat junk food all day. They want a girl with a good job, but they live with their parents. Make it make sense. This is why I don't listen to men.
I wonder if we say the same thing about single moms and all of these other women who are with Pookie and Ray Ray and Chad and Tyrone. Do we say that they have standards as well, or they don't have standards? Or is it just, Chad and Tyrone really tricked them and really just for some reason bamboozled them and love bombed them so hard that they didn't know what to do? They didn't even have any other choice. They were so convincing that they bent over, spread those things, and now a man is inside there.
I can understand why men have given up dating, because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy. They want men to make 6 figures while working 20 hours a week while they still have quality time with them. If he has a good relationship with his mom, then that means he treats women well. But if he doesn't have a relationship with his mom, then that means he's automatically abusive. But then she doesn't want to ever talk about her daddy issues. If he's too nice and too kind, then that means that he wants something from you, or, there's an assumption that he's just buying you gifts and whining and dining you because he wants. But if he doesn't wine and dine you, then he's lazy, he doesn't care, and he's not putting in enough effort. You want men to lead, but you don't want to listen. You want men to show their masculinity and take charge and plan dates, but not too much masculinity that he comes off as aggressive, mean, rude, or condescending. You want men to be in tune with your emotions, but if he's too emotional, then he's weak and you don't trust him to make decisions and lead. He has to be attractive, but not too attractive that he looks like a boy or somebody that gets around, because if he's too attractive, then he has too many options. But if he's not attractive enough, then you're not even looking in his direction. If he has a child and a baby mom, then you automatically assume that what baby mom would want to be single, and that makes him toxic. But if he's never been married or in a committed relationship, then that also makes him toxic, and that's a red flag because he's never been in a relationship before. You want men to initiate the dating stages of a relationship. You want men to initiate. Then when he stops initiating, then you assume that he's cheating on you. You want men to be honest and open and upfront, but your idea of honest and open and upfront is basically him telling you only the truth that validate your feelings and your experiences, because the moment that he invalidates how you feel, now he's narcissistic, he's abusive, and he is mentally and emotionally using you and abusing you. These women will always say that they want men to be themselves and be authentic to who they are, but then there's an entire list of icks, like wearing sandals at, in winter, or him just getting coffee, or him getting sepsis, and you think it's funny and you're posting it on social media, but the moment that he posts an ugly picture of you on social media, now he's a piece of crap and he's picked the wrong picture, and now you feel bad about yourself. If he dresses well and he takes care of himself, then he's too feminine and he's trying to show off. But if he doesn't dress well enough and he doesn't show off and he dresses average, then he looks like a broke-ass loser bum and you want nothing to do with him. You want that man to have hobbies like going to play golf or gaming, but if he games too much or plays golf too much or it inconveniences your lifestyle or what you have going on, now you're pissed off. But if he doesn't have any hobbies, then he's a loser because he's too obsessed with you. But if he has too many hobbies and takes away time from you, then he doesn't care enough. If a man respects a woman's boundaries, then he's being too creepy because he's just too good of a man. But if he doesn't respect her boundaries, then he's likely to abuse her or S-hay her later on down the road. If a man speaks loud, then that means that he's aggressive. If he speaks too soft, then that means he's too feminine. Men expect constant attention and praise all of the time. So if you give too much, then you're trying too hard. But if you give too little, then you're a lazy bum and you don't match the guys in her DMs. These women don't want men to be manipulative or liars or cheaters, but they'll turn around and show their butt cheeks online and call it, body positivity to basically cheat on you and be narcissistic, but then it's still all of your fault. And the sad reality is that you could give a woman everything that she could ever dream of: the house, the money, the cars, the emotional stability. You could provide, you could protect, you could check all of the boxes down the list, and guess what? She's going to turn around and say that she's bored, she's uninspired, she's not attracted to you. She's going to cheat on you with the next guy down the street who has no job, all because Susie Q has a better life on Instagram. But not only that, when she says that she's unhappy, she's going to get online and talk about how you're a narcissist, how you're abusive, even though you gave her everything that she could ever want. And every single step of the way that the goalpost changed or the expectation, especially unrealistic expectations, changed, you gave it to her and it still wasn't enough. So yeah, if anyone is ever wondering why men have stopped dating, this is a perfect example, because even as a woman, if you really sit back and look at it, it's so unrealistic and it's so delusional and it's so narcissistic that who the hell would want to put themselves through this? And it makes sense when you really think about it, because none of it actually makes sense. Women don't actually know what they want. They love the highs and lows of being incompatible with the wrong people instead of just being at peace, and then they blame the men for the unfulfillment and the lack of peace within their lives, even though they're the ones creating this diabolical cycle over and over with different men. Okay, bye.
I have a question for men. I feel like a lot of men are no longer interested in dating. They give up on dating. They're not even trying. Why do you guys think that is the case?
Oh, I know your fine ass is not picking up that.
The honey buns?
Yes.
You couldn't come at me with a better line than that. You know who I am? My name is John Lover.
John Lover?
Yeah. Can you move out the way so the lady can get by?
I can move out the way.
Okay.
Well, those are very unhealthy. You look too good to be eating those.
So you want my number or what?
Yeah.
Alright, this is what you're gonna do. I'm gonna need for you to pay for this, right? And meet me in the handicap spot. I got the handicap sticker, my mama's handicap sticker. And from that point on, I'm gonna give you my number. What you got planned on for later on?
Well, I have nothing.
Nothing?
But you.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. What's your money look like? You got $40?
I may.
You might? I like what I see.
I know you do.
All right, well, once again, pay for this. Meet me at the handicap spot.
When a man is handsome, educated, make good money, but still single, what could the problem be?
They don't want to be bothered with foolishness. They don't want to lose their money. They don't want to be bothered with foolishness. They don't want to lose their money. Oh, something just came to mind. They don't want to be bothered with foolishness, and they don't want to lose their money.
Ladies and gentlemen, so this young lady tweeted and said that 80% of men who are single ain't even interested in dating. They not even trying. And I can't blame them. If I was single out there in the dating world, I wouldn't be trying either. Hell, it costs too damn much. Rent high as hell. I gotta pay your rent, my rent, buy you some food, get your hair done, your nails. I gotta do all that just to take you out on a date. I don't even know you. And it's always a broke ass woman that always require a man to spend all his damn money. And the reason you do that because you broke as hell and you don't know how to manage being an adult. Somebody staying at their mama house talking about he gotta get me a car and pay my bills and my rent if he talking about going on a date. And that's because you can't pay your bills and your rent and buy yourself a decent meal. That's why when y'all go out with a lot of dudes, they tired of y'all coming out there and embarrassing them. Y'all be eating like a full-grown horse. Everybody can hear you smacking. Let me get one more of them. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. You eating like this your last time having some, it's just salmon. Calm down. Oh, don't nobody feel like being bothered with all that. They got to spend all that damn money just for you to embarrass me out in public. And then when you finally decide to give somebody some, you know what I mean, give somebody some loving, as the older folks say, it stank all to be damn because you've been smoking hookah and drinking beer and you can't afford to give yourself a decent meal. You ain't had a damn slice of fruit and Lord knows when. Cootie Monkey talking about you want somebody to take you to Outback. I'm about to back out. It smell like Outback in here. Smell like doggone garbage truck smorgasbord up in never mind. I'ma leave it alone.
60% of men right now are not talking to women at all. What do you think men could do to have better success with women?
I'd say more confident, like a good sense of style. Don't like not be yourself, you know, like don't act like someone you're not supposed to be. I'd say that. Mostly confidence. I feel like you just have to be confident in who you are and everything. It just shows and they'll respect that.
Should men still be confident if they're a bum?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't agree with trying to be someone you're not. You can tell if someone's putting on like a show or like being fake about it.
Like be you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Find a unique way to lean into like who you are.
I'd say so.
What do you think young guys are doing with their time and energy? Social media, video games, the beast, the false prophet, and the antichrist. That's what they're doing. Single guys in your 20s, here's what we know. 68% of guys in their 20s today are not dating a woman, not intending to date a woman, have no actual interest in a relationship with a female, and are making no movement toward marriage whatsoever. In the last few years, a lot of young men just moved home with their mother. They have no intention of ever moving out until they can find a girlfriend in her 20s or 30s with a good job and low expectations. And then their hope is to move into her house and have her pick up where mom left off. And what these are generational curses and bad patterns that are destroying young men. Destroying young men. And today, young men are an endangered species. And everything in our culture is to absolutely remove their masculinity and to ruin their legacy.
I think also it could be that rent is very high. I think one dude actually moved back home because he was trying to get himself out of debt, is actually what he said. I'm trying to get myself out of debt. I'm trying to work back to where I was and made some mistakes in my life. So therefore, I need to see if I can go back home and rebuild, right? Well, they're not planning on moving back out. I'm thinking of a couple of women right now that are in their 50s, still staying with their parents, back with their mother. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about now?
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right ones.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
I'm 53. It has been several years. Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
Men are everywhere. I got a challenge for every woman watching. Go outside, and today I want you to count how many men, period, you run into for one full day. I bet you if you're outside in the world, it will be more than 100. Now, every man, he might have been an Uber driver. He might have been a doorman. He might have been the gardener. He might have been the Amazon delivery guy. And a woman will say, yeah, I ran across 100 men, but none of them were their option. These men were virtually invisible because she has her eye on one guy, right? Now, here's the harsh reality. What if you're invisible to that one guy?
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know, and I can try to get the congregation together, and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
I truly do believe that talk is cheap. At this point in dating, I do not care to just converse and be like, good morning, how's your day, what are you doing? I don't give a, really don't. Where's the money? Where's the money? For this guy, he was like, oh, I miss you. And I was like, no, you don't. And he was like, oh, why do you keep saying that? And I was like, because you really don't. He's like, what can I do to prove it? And I was like, well, you can send me something and let me know that you really miss me. And he was like, okay, how much? And I was like, however as much your heart misses me. And then he goes, oh, so our relationship is based on money? We don't even have a relationship, Nick. What the f are you talking about? I fucked you, and that's that. I fucked you. And then you want to come back after I blocked you, and you think I'm about to see you again? I'm not seeing you again. I don't even think you're that attractive. And here's a real tea. I don't like men when I've asked them for something, especially, like, this is my thing. If I'm in a little situation, you're not gonna be a situationship of one of my rosters if I ask for help and you act like it's a bigger deal. For example, I asked this man for $2,000 not to have because I needed it. I needed my deposit to come, so I needed it at that time. Like, can you loan it to me and I'll pay you back like in 3 days? And he was like, you could have said you didn't have it. Like, I don't know. But the thing is, I know this man has it. He's just being weird. Like, if you don't trust me, then just say that. Nick. Just say that. I definitely probably would have ran off with your money because you ugly as fuck. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have because I would have never asked for something like that. But afterwards, if I asked for money again, I definitely will. However, so he like didn't send that. And then he was like trying to make a big deal like, oh, do you think I'm like made out of money? I'm like, all right, here we go. You're one of them. Like, you want to believe with your money and you don't want to play with your money. I don't like talking and the conversation's boring. You're boring. You have a big ass gap in your teeth and it's not I blocked you. I guess you got your teeth done. So maybe the $2,000 was because you're about to get your teeth done and you didn't want to tell me. However, you still not cute. Like, that's what I don't get. Like, how you gonna be an ugly ass and then not leave with money? Don't do that. And I don't even mean just leave. Use your money. use the money. You're not that attractive. Like, just because you're tall, you don't, these black men are not packing the way you think they're packing. They are small. They're skinny wheel deal dicks. No. Good. And the only way to ride? No, get the fuck, just send me the money. All you had to do was just send me the money, because now you're about to make me say some really, really mean things to you, and I'm about to let you know how I really feel, because I have a short temper. Not that short, because I should have let this nigga know way before. But yes, I said no. The relationship is not based on money though, but it just motivates me. Motivates me to be better. Motivates me to actually come see you. Motivates me to actually feel like I actually want to talk to y'all. No, get the fuck out of my phone.
So pretty early on in the video, I think we all know what this is. This is street work by another name. And if you're selling it, just let us know up front that that's what you're doing.
Hi friends. So if you saw my video the other day where I'm discussing the study that's talking about men either not having sex, not having as much sex they would like, then you probably saw a bunch of dudes in my comments parroting something that's known as the Pareto principle. Now, the Pareto principle in economics basically means that 80% of the output will be determined by 20% of the input, or 80% of the effects come from 20% of the cause. So what these men were saying is that part of the reason men aren't having sex is because 80% of women are going after the top 20% of men. Now, so allow me, your friendly neighborhood nerd, to show you the actual data.
I always get a kick when the males use single mom as an insult, because what do you mean? You mean how I am supporting 2 kids, a dog, and myself on 1 income?
Well, that was the result of your choices.
In this economy? You mean how I still look like this after having 2 children? You mean how I stay on top of everything? I work a full-time job, I have 2 side businesses, I maintain a home, I cook most of our meals, our fridge is always stocked, our bills are always paid.
I wonder what side businesses they are.
Involved with their school. I maintain my fitness and health, I get enough sleep, I have time for my friends, I have time to travel with my kids, and I have time to read.
I'm a single mom. Of course no man is ever going to want me because I have too much baggage.
Yeah, fellas, it's baggage galore.
I'm a single mom. Of course I'm the lowest fruit on the tree. I'm a single mom. Of course I need to be staying at home the nights that my children are with their father instead of going out socializing with friends. I'm a single mom. Of course I need to step up and finally be a parent for once. I'm a single mom. Of course I should have standards for me and my children because beggars can't be choosers. I'm a single mom. Of course I should stay with my children's father because settling for the bare minimum.
Well, she did choose him.
The line, there's going to be an expectation if you're in a relationship with a single mother. The single mother is going to expect the guy to provide, not just for you, but for the kid. And so that adds like sort of a double duty to provide for a child that's not yours. The issue with that though is there's all the responsibility, but none of the corresponding authority. So she might
I hear
expect
no
you to provide,
lies.
but she might not allow you as the guy to have any authority over the child. To me, if you're going to be responsible providing for a child and you're going to step in as a stepfather, you aren't given authority over the kid. Like most single moms are not going to like allow you to discipline their kid.
Here we go again. Oh, you sick bastard! You sick bastard! I hate you so much. I hate you. Answer me.
I want to go outside.
No, you abuse me with your words. You're fucking with me. Why?
I want to go outside.
Why are you fucking with me?
I want to go outside.
Answer. My blood pressure.
I want to go outside.
Answer me.
I want to go outside. I want to go outside.
Why are you doing this to me?
I want to go outside. Please stop. Please
Look
stop.
into my eyes.
Please stop.
Look into my eyes.
Please stop.
Why are you doing this to me?
Please stop. Please
I
stop.
can't breathe.
Please stop.
Why are you doing this?
Please stop.
I can't breathe. You're doing this to me.
Esther, please stop.
Can we leave? I can't be here. I have to leave. What are you doing?
Please stop.
I did everything you wanted me to. I did it.
Please stop. Please
I
stop.
did it. What do you want? What more do you want from me?
Please stop.
What do you want?
Please stop.
What do you want from me? Tell me.
I want you to please stop.
Tell me what you want from me.
I want you to please stop.
What do you want? What more do you want?
I want you to please stop.
What more do you want?
I want you
I'm
to
gonna leave your
please.
life.
I want to be the first to say that that was incredibly hard to watch, but I'm thankful that you guys watched the whole entire thing. This is something that hundreds of thousands of men deal with at home and don't say anything, because as you can tell, that guy was fucking jacked and he could have just fucking knocked her out and left it at that. It's a new fucking day, equal rights, but he didn't. He didn't. This is silently killing men, and it's women who are acting like this, and then you call it out, and suddenly me or others that call it out are the fucking assholes. The real assholes are the ones that are protecting abusers like this. This very social stigma that we live under as a North American fucking society, that men need to stay quiet and just let people beat the fucking shit out of them, and they just need to hold in their tears and move on because that's what being masculine is about, is absolutely fucking bullshit, and it's taking hundreds of thousands of men's fucking lives a year. Okay? A year. So the next time someone says, oh, well, women don't kill men for leaving relationships. They physically, basically can't. But you know what they do? They kill you from the fucking inside. They take everything you have for no fucking reason. They manipulate you. They make you the fucking... They somehow make you the victim, but pretend to be the victim. And it's absolutely fucking bullshit.
And the way that she's breathing lets us know that she's too much out of control. She is too stressed out, right? You've lost all control. You honestly need to be in the hospital at this point in time. You need to go to the ER. And when you go to the ER, the nurses will probably see and detect that you need a psych evaluation. That's what they'll probably see. If they took you in as you are right now, they'd probably check you in, right? You'd stay there. I mean, you're going to go to the ER. You're going to stay there for a little while anyway. But they'll at least bring somebody in to talk to you. You're completely out of control. This is completely unhinged. I'm not going to get into if he did something or not, if it's inexcusable, right? But maybe he said something that she was like, oh, I'm not going to take that. But we always tell men, keep your hands to yourself. There is nothing that you can do or say that would make you put your hands on a woman. So why is it that the man has to sit up there and have this woman not only put her hands on him, but she's breaking things over his head? She needs to be in jail. Honestly, they probably had a back and forth, and then her bad attitude showed up. It's probably what happened. Her bad attitude showed up. And like she said in the video, if he looks like he's pretty jacked. If he would decided to turn and not even put all his force into it, you'd have had some trouble. You'd have had some real trouble. So I'm just telling you right now, be careful out there. Stop putting your hands on people like that. You need to go and sit down, drink some water, cool off. But you need to cut this out.